We could see all that, you know. Wow, you never see nothing like it, you see. And we kept this up, you know, and they heaved the gear up and stopped the boat. And what happened, I give the game away, because everything was darkness up here. And I lit my cigarette up, and the lighter lit up the wheelhouse. God, he come back on the channel 16. God. But he said to me on the radio, I knew it was you all the time. You know, but when I spoke to the boys after, you know, when we got in the harbour, put the fear of Christ up in it. It wasn't like he was like a half a mile in, he's about 3 or 4 miles inside. It's a favourite little pitch we always used to work, you see. And we knew he was in there. So we helped the Navy out somewhat that night, you see.
Guernsey boarding over. Okay, a few details for you. He has got a British skipper on board and also actually a British mate. She has had a name change which was done in Spain in El Ferrol earlier this year.
Okay, but we can confirm, can we, that he's registered? Over.
He has on board an official document indicating that his name has changed from Mar Tigre to Air Phoenix, over.
And you have seen the 2 licenses, have you?
I've seen the 2 licenses. As I say, they were both issued back in 1991 and therefore presumably under his old name, over.
Fine, any variations with them?
Not a thing, over.
Licensing is a big subject these days with fishing boats, and it's important that boats are properly licensed to fish with the right species, and it should be obvious, I think, that a license should be issued in the name of the right boat with the right owners on it, and this, on the face of it, hasn't been the case with this boat. So we're now talking to the ministry and asking them whether they want us to let the boat go or whether they still need to be taken into Falmouth. And we'll have the answer to that in a moment, I think.
Okay, Skipper, the situation basically hasn't been fully confirmed yet, but I've just got to caution you now, okay? You're not obliged to say anything, but anything you do say may be taken down and used in evidence. It would appear that it is possible that you are currently fishing inside British waters without a licence that's actually valid for this boat. Because of that, assuming that is approved by the ministry, we're actually likely to ask you to accompany us to Falmouth to get this lot all sorted out. Okay, now I understand this gentleman here to be one of the owners. Is that actually correct? Okay. What I'm going to do is just show him a caution in Spanish, because it's to both of you.
No, I'm going to have to try and explain this. Yeah, my Spanish is limited. Antes, ahora, de licencia en el nombre y otro amado. ¿Te comprendo? See, and it's got to be what they call verified. So es más bueno no arbitrar más. But voy aquí.
He looks at heading for Falmouth, doesn't he, Navigator? Good. Superb.
Good ship.
Superb.
All boats have to keep an up-to-date record of the catch.
Graham, let's have the tally for the last 24 hours, can I? We'll have place. 7. Sol?
6.5.
Is that all we've had? 6.5 in it. Look, if I wanted to be a secretary, I'd have gone on a secretarial course. Look, this is what we got to do out here now. This book is supposed to tell the scientists exactly where we've been, what we've caught, so they can monitor the fish, the stocks, and allocate different areas for us. Like they're telling us now where we're going to be able to fish or where we can't fish or whatever. But 90% of this here is just garbage. And it's not only us, our ships doing it, they're all doing it, all over the country, you know. And they're doing it, otherwise they wouldn't survive on what they're allowed to catch. There's no scientist on Earth no more than the skipper of trawler who've been fishing for 30 years, and I don't give a damn who hear me say it. Whether it's Mr. Curry or Mr. Gummer. They've never been out. They don't know what it's all about. That's like me going up trying to say to Gummer on his farm that you've grown too many potatoes in that field, stop, and go to that field.
They're sitting in there doing nothing, just reading books.
I know that we aren't any university professors or anything like that, but I'd fail to see how they can't see that if we cut an area off and leave it, just leave it alone for a couple of years, a breeding area, that would allow the fish to recoup there. And after, when it's grown, the ground come overpopulated, they're going to move out. If anybody's caught there, take the license away. Well, that would even keep us out, wouldn't it?
Well, yes, that would eventually, that'd definitely keep us out, that would.
It seems that the ownership information we were originally given is not exactly that which the skipper is claiming is the case now. And it's the ownership information which is crucial to the case. We believed, on the basis of what the skipper told us, that the owners were a Spanish gentleman and a company registered in England. It now seems that the boat still is owned by the previous owners, and therefore the licences issued in the name of the previous owners, when the vessel had a different name, are probably still valid.
Está solicitado a Londres.
Yeah,
A Londres
yeah.
solicitation.
Sí.
Cambio de nombre de licencia.
Ah.
Este año no posible.
Yeah. That's what it just said. The name on the licence cannot be changed until the end of the year.
But after consultation with the Ministry, it's been decided that on this occasion we won't continue to take him into Falmouth. The Ministry accepts that the owners are now, as they have just been stated to you, and that the licences can continue. Next time he's in a UK port, make sure that his licences are up to date and have the vessel's true name on. He should be warned that he has already caught, according to his logbook, over half a ton of saithe in Area 7, and that this month's current limit is half a ton per month. Once that's done and you've explained to the skipper, then he is free to carry on and you're free to come back. Over.
Last year, only 81 cases of illegal fishing were prosecuted.
Obviously one feels disappointed. We had a good feeling about this one, but there you go. I wouldn't say you win some, you lose some, because if he's all right, then it's not a question of losing him. I suppose we are gamekeepers in a way. It's nicer to play the sort of friendly village policeman or estate gamekeeper than the heavy hand of authority, and I think generally the fisherman sees us in that light. There are some villains, I suppose, as there are in every profession, but most fishermen are just trying to make a living as best they can.
It's nice to play a game with them, and I think they know we're playing a game. We are poachers, really, and we quite enjoy doing it. And that's what, to give you a little zing, you know. I know that you can be caught for having this little zing, but I just quite like doing it, and I'm not the only one, you know.